We have to find strength and we have to find tools, and there's a lot of power in creativity. And one of the things I'm always telling young people I work with is you're more creative than your oppressor. So I think the complex thing for a young person is when I say racism is a construct, they're like, are you saying racism is a figment of my imagination? And I think, no, racism is no more a figment of your imagination than this building is a figment of your imagination. But the fact of the matter is that these things were ideas first. This building is just as much an idea as homophobia is an idea. And how you reinforce an idea is by creating a vacuum in which there's no other ideas, where something becomes normal, where something becomes acceptable, where we get kind of stuck in seeing the same thing over and over again. And so creativity opens the door to another possibility. I have never lived in a world without racism, sexism, or homophobia, so I have to be able to imagine a world without those things. One of the questions I ask my students is, can you show me a world without violence? Can you write about that world? Can you draw that world? What does that world look like? And depending on the background of the student, that world is more or less hard to access. I ask my students, how is your school going to be different in 10 years? And students will say, they might paint it differently, but in general they think the bells are going to be there and the rows of chairs are going to be there. It's going to be the same. And when I ask my students, how's your cell phone going to be different in 10 years? Their imagination explodes, because they're used to seeing their cell phone change. Their cell phone changes every year. Their school stays the same every year. So when you apply the imagination to social justice issues, when you say, what would it be like if we started just thinking about things differently, right? You got to think about it. Like, we talk about scarcity when it comes time to treat each other well. We don't ever talk about scarcity when it comes time to treat each other poorly. We don't ever say, we don't have enough money for that cop or that bomb or that bullet, right? But we might not have enough money to house you or feed you or give you a decent education. So what if that narrative shifted? What if all of a sudden we could not afford to treat each other poorly because all of our resources were prioritized towards treating each other well, right? That's an orientation of the imagination. That's creativity. One of our kids is going to invent the pollution-free plane. One of our kids is going to tell a story that brings the world to their knees. One of our kids is going to elevate our humanity through music, through architecture, through 1,000 platforms. It's not a matter of if we will change the world, it's how we will change the world. And so creativity is vital to not recreating the chains that keep us down. She has a stolen book in her purse as the police escort her and her 2 children out of the library and leave. Fighting for justice. My name is DJ Cassiopeia, coming to you live, representing Frogtown Community Radio Station, WFNU 94.1. Let's get it. Youth justice in the building. Power moves all day.
I'm from San Juan, Puerto Rico, but I came here from Philadelphia. My name is Joseph Montalvo, and I'm here. All right, for me it's important because I used to be homeless, and I know that housing could be a hard part of life, because I feel like housing should be legal. I feel like housing should be for everybody instead of just for a few people. And the people that struggle the most are those young adults who don't have no place to go. And when I came here to the United States for the first time, I suffered a lot of housing insecurity, staying with my family members or staying with my friends. And after that, it took me like 6 years just to get my own place. And right now I'm trying to work towards helping those people and individuals that don't have the help